The night before your birthday, what's the first thing you do? Instead of staying up, excited, waiting for midnight, you quietly open Facebook, go to your profile settings, and switch your birthday to only me. You let out a breath, like you just dodged a bullet. Next morning you wake up, go to work, grab lunch, and clock out. Just like any other day. No flood of copy-paste, happy birthday, texts from people you haven't talked to in months. No awkward office cake where everyone crowds around and you have to smile on command. But here's the thing, what if someone finds out? What if a coworker notices today's the day? Their eyes go wide. Oh my God, why didn't you say anything? It's your birthday and you're just sitting here alone. That's so sad. Look, society has a script for happiness. Birthdays are supposed to be loud. There's gotta be cake, balloons, Instagram posts, the whole thing. And if you don't play along, they slap a label on you. Lonely, depressed, emotionally damaged. But wait, what if they're just wrong? From a psychology and behavioral science standpoint, choosing to go invisible on your own birthday doesn't mean something's broken in you. It might actually be a sign of deeper emotional maturity or a really smart self-protection move that most people just aren't self-aware enough to understand. So if you're someone who wants your birthday to pass in total silence, stay with me. It's time to call out the assumptions that make people like you feel like you're doing life wrong. Let's start with the biggest group. People who don't hate birthdays. They're just completely burned out. When you were a kid, birthdays were easy. Adults handled everything. You just showed up and blew out the candles. But as an adult, your birthday turns into a full production you have to plan, pay for, and perform in all at the same time. Pew Research has been tracking this for years. We're living through a wave of social media fatigue. A massive chunk of adults feel overwhelmed by the pressure to keep up an online image and respond to endless, shallow interactions. Here's what that looks like for your brain. You have to force a smile and fire back 50 identical "thanks so much" replies to people who only remembered because Facebook told them to. You gotta agonize over who to invite to dinner, who to leave out, whether the whole thing will just be awkward. That burns through an insane amount of mental energy. So people in this group go quiet on their birthday to protect whatever's left in the tank. They're not skipping it because they hate themselves. They'd just rather spend that evening actually resting, watching a movie, ordering pizza, turning their phone off instead of performing happiness for an audience. Their silence isn't sadness, it's a boundary. Now there's another group. And their reason goes deeper. These people avoid celebrating because their nervous system has been wired to treat birthdays as a threat. The CDC has research on how chronic stress reshapes the brain over time. Here's what happens. When someone keeps getting let down, maybe as a kid their birthday was always forgotten, or got blown up by family drama, or the promises never came through, the brain actually rewires itself to survive. Instead of firing off dopamine when a birthday rolls around, the brain activates the amygdala. That's the fear center. Fight or flight. Their nervous system learned one brutal equation. The higher the expectation, the worse the crash. So calling their birthday just another Tuesday isn't indifference, it's armor. If you expect nothing, the world's carelessness can't hurt you. Not again. That distance isn't coldness, it's scar tissue. And then there's the third group, not burned out, not carrying old wounds. They just genuinely don't need it anymore. They've moved past the need for external validation. Society uses birthdays like a yearly shot of reassurance, a built-in excuse to remind someone they matter. But this group runs on a different system. They've built their self-worth from the inside out. No date on the calendar, no room full of people singing. They already know their life means something. They already know how to treat themselves on a random Wednesday morning. They'll buy themselves something nice on a Sunday afternoon just because. No occasion needed. When you've learned to light yourself up from the inside, you don't need anyone else to hold the candle. That's silence, that's freedom. But here's where it gets real. If you're watching this right now, I want you to be honest with yourself for just a second. Are you skipping your birthday because you genuinely feel whole or because you're scared? There's a thin line between I don't need a party and I'm terrified that if I tried, no one would show up. A lot of people hide their birthday, play it cool, act like they couldn't care less just to stay ahead of the herd. They'd rather take the joy off the table themselves than risk getting left behind. So pay attention to how your chest feels when the day goes by. If it's pure relief, honestly, good for you. That's peace. But if somewhere in that silence, there's a tight, hollow ache, then that I don't need anyone thing is hurting you quietly every year. Don't use fake indifference to cover up a real need to feel loved. Society equates love with noise, but sometimes the most emotionally mature thing a person can do is choose quiet. So this birthday you clock out, grab your favorite takeout, curl up on the couch, and put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Remember this: you're not broken. You're not behind. You belong to a different kind of tribe people who don't need to perform their existence for anyone. You're allowed to spend that day exactly the way your soul needs. If this video hit something real for you today, that's not an accident. Drop a dot in the comments if you found your peace in the silence. And subscribe, because next video, we're going even deeper into the things you've always kept to yourself. Take care. See you there.